How are your lymph nodes feeling?
Swollen. Tender.
Still?
What do you mean
How many hours
still?
of sleep did you get?
6.5.
Dude, as your doctor, you need at least 8, but that's okay. What about like vitamin C, zinc? You get enough
He
of
is
that?
old, Bren.
I took some day nurse and I had a pint.
This guy is actually, he's trying to turn himself into the bubonic plague of 2025. And he's trying to ship himself, payload shipped directly into the Riot Games office. I can't believe it. I'm working with fucking amateurs here, bro. I've been casted in 20 fucking years with my partner. They're putting me with fucking people off the streets, dog. Like, this guy's trying not to work.
Dude, I was nearly in a car crash today. You nearly didn't have a co-caster at all.
Jesus Christ.
How were you nearly in a car crash?
A grouse ran in front of my car while I was doing 70 miles an hour, and my immediate reflex was not to, like, just calmly run it over, was to fucking swerve out the way at 70 miles an hour nearly into oncoming traffic.
Were you on a 30?
For this little shit?
I was on a motorway, and the little grouse just ran in front of me.
Motorway?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Bro, this guy's too much.
I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't into oncoming traffic. It was a what do you call it? Dual carriageway. To be honest, there were no cars around. I got a bit lucky, but I was.
But it's like a cool bird. It's a cool bird.
Yeah, but when you say grouse, it sounds like a lynx type animal with 4 legs and whatever, and it's running.
Okay, but look at the picture of it. It looks dope.
Eat a chicken nugget, never bat an eye. Have to hit a grouse, swerve into traffic, bro. I swear to God, it's crazy.
And then on the way back, so that was on the way to my parents. On the way back,
You then like hit a child?
a sheep ran into the road, and I had to slam the brakes on it and come to a complete stop because a sheep had just decided to fucking bolt across the road while I was doing 60.
60 in the school zone again?
Yeah, it was the school sheep.
Grouse ferment fruit in their gullet, then get drunk when they drink it?
That's that me for real. So I told this story to my dad about me like nearly swerving when I hit a grouse. And he reminded me of
So
the
you hit
time.
the grouse as well?
No, nearly hit the grouse.
You swerved into the grouse?
I swerved away from the grouse. I looked at it in my rear window, and I saw it run the fuck away.
And then reversed?
Yeah, it was wiping its wing over its brow. It was like, phew, got away with that one.
It was so awkward. It was so
No,
awkward.
I told this story to my dad. My dad's a driving instructor. And he reminded me that a couple of years ago, he took this girl on her first ever driving lesson. And he tells his driving students that if there's an animal in the road, it's like a bird in the road, don't slow down for it. It's intelligent. It's going to move, okay? It's a pigeon. It's not just going to sit there and die. And he was teaching this girl on her very first lesson. He says this to her as they approach a pigeon in the middle of the road, and she fucking just annihilates it. It's just pancaked in the road on her very first lesson. And because it's her first lesson, and he doesn't trust her on like faster roads, they are just going round and round the block, running over the flattened pigeon over and over again.
Oh, that's devious.
And I couldn't believe that she ever came back for a second lesson. Dude, deers are fucking wild, Jim Ouster.
They're suicidal.
Again,
No, deers are the one animal I support killing. I'm a vegetarian. I'm very anti-killing animals, but deers, they're fucking pests on society. They like kill forests. They're bad for ecosystems. They overpopulate. They need to be hunted. If you kill deer,
take over their forest and make a road.
No, there's too many of them. A lot of their natural predators are gone. They're overpopulated. We need to kill them.
What about if we just reintroduce wolves?
Sure.
They've done that, I
But
think,
there are also
in
all
some
of the
area of Scotland.
reasons why wolves disappeared that still exist.
Yeah, what, humans, and they eat cattle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Two of
People
the
don't
students
like
that
wolves, famously.
Two of the students my dad taught have had their cars totaled by deer that have just leapt into the car.
They were doing their service.
TP or
Josh,
something.
what's
Is it
the
supposed to be
real
off the
life
Demon One
equivalent of a
first?
trap play?
A sting operation, a police sting operation.
Still sitting so far back.
It's how to catch a predator. That's an IRL trap play. They catch you with the cipher cam.
I mean, a real trap play is like you're hunting a deer in the forest and you have your fucking camera.
What have you
up
got
with your
against deer?
lure.
Jesus Christ.
A lot. They're very bad for ecosystems when they overpopulate.
So are
Yes.
humans, Mimi.
No,
Should we
deer
go in
deserve
and
to be
kill the
shot.
humans?
What?
So are
I'm
humans.
not-
Humans
I'm
are
not
very
saying
bad
that.
for ecosystems. Should
Yeah,
we
so
kill
let's
all the
naturally
humans?
introduce wolves back
Kind of
in.
like complete opposite sides of the map, guys. That's crazy.
In fact, that's one of the things we're really missing in society, actually, is like the threat of like a fucking pack of wolves roaming outside your village. and knowing that the city guard is like at least fucking 20 miles away.
Please let Kingdom Come, Brad.
Like the
Please
city
let
guard
Kingdom
not
Come.
getting here in like 2 weeks is gonna be like brutal for you, so you're scared to go into the forest,
Dude,
but you
I
need
swear to
lumber and
God,
firewood,
if
otherwise
you
your family's
guys-
gonna die.
If you guys do some research, you will get radicalized against deer. You need to read the theory, though.
But that's because we fucking killed all the wolves. We killed all the predators.
Yes.
So reintroduce them. Reintroduce the wolves. Put the fear back into the people.
That's
Humans have been on top for too long. I'm just saying that.
Oh no.
You think wolves are gonna take us down?
Oh, King
I
was
think,
full
I think we need
blind.
fucking. I think we need wolves,
King
dire
was full
wolves
blind
back
when
in
he
this
killed me.
bitch. Like fucking saber tooth. That you can bring back. You got genetics. They got fucking marrow from 20,000 years ago.
You're
Bring 'em
not
back.
seriously saying you want them to do a Jurassic Park to bring back like dire wolves?
Brenna's just recently watched a Game of Thrones marathon. In
No, I'm telling you,
Jurassic
get the danger back in society, and humans will immediately stop acting like dumbasses.
Well, they did in the
What?
medieval ages.
Yeah,
they
people-
were burning
they were
women at the
burning
stakes.
witches.
They were.
No. But that's like obviously. Let's not
Are you
do
saying
that.
that's what you want to return to?
I'm talking about like fucking the turnaround from humans being like, oh holy shit, we're like the dominant species, to like, I need to be scared because I need to be we need this guy with fucking ADHD in our village. Not because he's the greatest mind. He might just stare off at clouds every now and then. But this motherfucker can spot a tiger a mile away because he was never paying attention in the first place. You know what I mean? Like bring back that type of fucking work-life balance. I don't want to sit in a fucking meeting looking at spreadsheets and talking about we're gonna circle back to this shit.
You wanna
Give
defend
me
the
the tigers, bro. Give me the
Brenna wants to be
tigers.
the wolf spotter.
You should go. Oh my God! You should.
Look at
It's
this
worked.
wolf spotter. Brenna wants to literally be the boy who cried wolf.
I'm telling you, the world is not designed for fucking neurodivergent motherfuckers like us. It's just
Do you really think that you would want the job of a tiger spotter? Bro, there is no fucking world where being a tiger spotter would be an engaging job for your brain.
I'd be engaged 24/7. My life's on the line.
What
are you talking about?
So you're telling me you'd be more engaged with your job if I threatened to shoot you every time you misspoke on broadcast?
Oh, he definitely would be. Wait a minute.
No, because you're not. That's not a threat of me. Like,
Okay,
I
I
get
will
rewarded
unleash
for
a
saying
tiger.
Have you seen your aim, Josh?
I will unleash a tiger on you. I will release a
No.
fucking tiger
It needs to
every
be
time
like
you
it needs to
misspeak.
be a naturally simulated environment where the tiger is like potentially being starved out by some circumstances and is hunting humans.
What is that island of like the tribe that never got in like contact with the rest of the world that like the British missionaries tried to go to and they got their shit rocked?
I think they call
Yeah.
it Sentinel Island.
It was off the coast.
Yeah,
Brent,
it's
you
the
should go
Sentinel
there.
Island.
You should go there.
I'm not going
You
there.
should
No,
We
I
should
join
put the
the
Sentinels
tribe.
fans there. You gotta
All
take
I'm saying
a
is
copy
the
with you.
easiest way to unite a people is to get them to fucking hate one particular type. It's being used all the fucking time.
Okay,
these days.
but Brent, if they all hate the tigers or
want
the
to hate
wolves,
the
they're
wolves?
going to kill the tigers and the wolves, and then you're back exactly in the same spot.
No,
you
no,
would
no,
have
no,
to
because
you would
we're
have to
gonna-
be
we're gonna
breeding the
genetically
wolves
modify the
and
fucking
releasing them at
animals
the same.
so they don't go down so easily.
You're gonna make tiger tanks.
We need a bigger threat.
They're gonna
We
have
need to be fucking.
bulletproof skin.
We need a bigger threat as humans. That's all I'm saying. We can't be the top dogs.
You're
we don't
essentially-
have.
We've created the biggest threat. We've fucking
Brent, are you
came up
sure
with
you don't
climate
watch
change
Game
and
of
no one
Thrones?
cares.
Dragons.
Yeah, because that's not an immediate like thing you can kill.
You're
It's, like,
actually
insidious.
you're actually the accelerationist character from fucking Three Body Problem. You want aliens to invade because you believe it'll unite humanity.
Yeah,
You-
yeah, it's the fucking plot to Watchmen as well. Like the
need a
fucking
common enemy?
billionaire
That's
brings
why
the fucking
Zach left
squids into the
Fuji.
sky.
Jesus Christ.
See, you saw the problem of humans not being united enough, and a lot of people are like, what if we hated one particular group of humans? But you're the one base person who is like, instead we need giant wolves we can all kill together to unite humanity once and
Yeah,
for all.
because
You're the
people can't be
populist, but part
trusted.
of the anti-wolf party.
This is what I'm saying. People can't be trusted. Humans can't be trusted to like being fucking open-minded and inclusive of other people's cultures and identities. Because for the average person, it's so much easier to just fucking hate something you don't know.
We've gotta
like,
get the
ingrained.
wolves out of America. Those
That's what I'm saying.
nasty
Okay, but
wolves.
Stop pointing
Oh
it
my
at
god,
the
Mitch
poor
is dead. No? Oh my god, he got
immigrants
out.
looking for a better life. Start pointing it at genetically engineered fucking wolves that are gonna tear your family and children to pieces. Okay?
What happens when your wolves actually start eating people's children
Good.
and
Fucking
families?
good.
do
What
you
happens
mean
if they
good?
ate Alice? How would you feel if
Good.
the wolf
Humans
ate
need to be
Alice?
knocked down a peg.
They're just running him over.
You would not care if the wolf ate Alice?
No, I would care if the wolf ate Alice, but me and Alice would be like, we're like a level, we're not gonna go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going outside.
But what happens when the fucking electricity turns off and DoorDash stops working because of the wolves?
Then that's gonna be rough. But I tell you what, you've got two neurodivergent motherfuckers in a little relationship, and we are gonna be the first ones to spot the tigers and the wolves.
No,
So
you're not,
don't
because you're
worry
gonna be
about us.
inside playing fucking Minecraft for 12 hours a
No,
day.
the electricity's gone
Until
off. We
the
have to go
electricity
outside.
goes
It's like
out, you
IRL
starve to
Minecraft.
death.
You are I don't understand why you think
Damn, nice try.
neurodivergent
Have you ever been on a
minds
camping trip?
are specialized for watching the same spot over and over again. Like,
It's not watching the same
scanning
spot,
the
Josh, it's
horizon
being-
for a tiger is about the most boring thing you could
hunter-gatherer
be doing.
society. You think you were gathered in the same fucking spot all the time? We were traveling nomads, motherfucker. You needed people to be constantly looking around at different shit.
So you
You're
don't
moving into different places.
You don't just want to return back to a village-based society with a city watch, which is what
You
you
wanna
said
be
before.
nomadic.
You actually want to be nomadic hunter-gatherers, constantly on the move, always in fear of the dire
Unless
wolves.
you've got a better idea.
How would you convince all
This
the
is
cities
it.
to
I
do
got
it,
a
by the way?
1,000 better ideas.
Four-man B main push, and they're running into both fucking stunts and blinds.
It's
Good
5:12.
idea.
It's 5:12.
Our minds, sorry, human evolution doesn't happen over fucking 20,000
Oh my
years
God,
of
he sees
agriculture. It just doesn't.
Dude, half of people can't order a fucking drink at Starbucks. You think we're gonna be able to beat the wolves?
Yeah.
The wolves will recognize my Wolves jersey and let me live.
Do you not think that this would just create a society where the strong wolf slayers were valued much more than the weak? Like, there would still be separations and divisions, and people would still hate the weaker people that they viewed as taking up resources in that more dangerous society. People would start leaving the weak out to die because they wouldn't want to defend them against the wolves. It would still
It
lead
would
to a
be
lot
like
of
Rome when
infighting.
if like you get a baby that's a girl and you or whatever and you fucking leave it on the cliff to die. Brent, how about this? We do a trial run where we lock you in the you and Alice get locked in the zoo overnight in the wolf exhibit. And just see what happens to see if it's something that's a good idea for the rest of the world.
proposition though, because humans are like the endurance species. So unless you give them enough space to run away from the wolves,
Sounds like the story of a
Okay.
great city being born.
We just drop you in. There's that one island in Lake Michigan. I forget what it's called that still has wolves on it. We drop you there for a week and see
no,
how
the
it
humans
goes.
were meant for the
we
plains.
come back-
You find in plains.
We come back and
Empire
Alice,
wolves begun.
Alice and Bren are being suckled by the wolves. They've domesticated them, Romulus and Remus style. They start a new civilization.
Welcome to Brome.
What if instead of getting wolves, we went for the bonobo style of society, where we
Like
just
the monkeys, bonobos.
yes, that all like if
Don't
they
they
have
just fuck all day?
instead of making sex taboo, make it the way in which we resolve our differences with each other.
How is sex taboo?
What do you mean? How is sex?
What do you mean?
You don't think
This
sex
guy,
is taboo?
This guy. Anytime he ever dare say that he's not the one who's constantly bringing this shit up, remind him that his vision for society is to solve any difference by having sex with one another.
Okay, are you really saying? Are you really saying you
if
can
you
argue
really
properly?
believe this,
Yeah.
if you really believe this, next time you disagree with Bren on Plat Chat, you know what you have to do.
You know what you have to do,
I'm
Josh?
just saying, okay, but put myself in that situation. I wouldn't be able to
Well, where
argue
your
with this
fucking
cock in my
friend 'cause you
mouth.
disagreed about it.
You know what I mean? Like it really cuts down on your ability to have discourse with each other.
Putting a sock in your mouth is the same thing. What?
I also think that it's really, I mean, your brain has to be wired differently, I think. But like,
For what?
Well,
For the
me.
bonobo
Because
You're telling
society?
me.
yeah, because I was gonna
Well,
say.
Josh, you're a step ahead then.
Because I was gonna say, like, you can't be that mad while you're banging somebody, but then I just thought, oh my god, the jealousy would just go utterly crazy. I think there'd be more murders. I think there'd be way more murders.
I don't know if this is a good society. Aren't the bonobos also like low-key violent to each other?
I have no
I
idea.
would take wolf society over sex society any day.
Here's the thing. Every fucking insert quote. Everything is about sex except for sex, which is about power. Like it would just be like it would be the same problem of Brent's society, where all
that's
of
kind
the
of a banger
fucking
quote, though.
all of the powerful, the most powerful bonobos just fuck all the weak bonobos, and then like the weak bonobos have no power or say.
Okay.
And it's just as twisted as our present world.
Okay, well, what if we...
Instead of getting figuratively fucked by your boss actually bends you over and starts fucking you. Like, that's not better.
No, but what... Well, you're viewing things still, though, through a sexual power dynamic. You're saying somebody fucking somebody else. That's a very aggressive way of framing it. I'd like to frame it as you're making love to your boss. You know, you and your boss are making love. Sex is being had. Let's use the passive voice here. Sex is being had between you and your boss. Nobody's fucking anybody.
Let's use a different example. Let's use a different example. What happens if, like, you have a disagreement with your cousin?
Well, it's legal.
What?
What?
It is. Nothing wrong with a bit of cousin loving. My great-grandma and grandpa were
What?
cousins.
Just think about that sentence that you just said.
my
It's literally not true.
What? It is. It's legal. Listen, I haven't fully fleshed out my ideas. It would need some workshopping.
I don't want you to.
But I think it's better than us being torn to pieces by genetically modified direwolves.
Is it? At least we get to get strong.
Chat, vote now on your phones. Bonobo sex world or direwolf consumption world? What are you taking? One for the bonobo sex world.
I gotta look in. I'm trying to talk to Alice about this, but what are you talking about with the wolves? What's your point?
Oh,
No, he's countering your point, saying that fuck the fuck the dire wolves.
No,
I haven't been
but
listening.
fuck
Superworld.
everything, because that's how you
Let's
solve
make
that
a
problem.
world
Let me
where
lay out the facts here, okay? Early proto-humans directly encouraged to compete against other population packs of either similar proto-humans because it's better for your survival. It's better to not compete over resources. You might collaborate every now and then, but it's not gonna be.
Can I pause you there though?
Modified wolves, yes, because that's what you folks do.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
what
you can't be.
You
Josh,
still have bright fucking blue eyes. You can stare at the fucking sun for more than 30 seconds. Your skin burns and turns red and turns back to white.
You're
And
not going to advance the
your
fucking
people
evolution of
are so
humankind by
bold.
releasing the
My
wolves.
father is like fucking pushing 70 and has a full head of hair.
That's not
It's
gonna.
just
The wolves are not gonna help me
incest
regrow my
is
hair.
What you guys are known for.
Incest?
Look at your royalty.
You think
can't
I'm
be
bald
encouraging
because of
Josh.
incest?
He shaves his head.
No, okay, so what you said at the beginning, though, Bren, was that proto-humans were encouraged to compete against other bands of proto-humans.
well, it's not a fact because we don't have any.
Instead of
like,
bringing back the wolves, bring back Homo habilis or Neanderthals.
No.
And we
See,
can all unite to exterminate them again. And we just keep bringing them back in cycles.
No. You're not understanding.
Australopithecus is getting it again.
This is not good. He's misconstrued the point.
Bring back Homo erectus and then wipe them out again, and then bring them back and then wipe them out again, and we just keep
He's
cycling
In your
the point
it.
and
society,
brought
there's
back
going to be a
an
lot of
incredible
Homo
level of
erectus.
My society's got so much Homo erectus. Theoretically winnable if he hits the most ridiculous shit ever.
Oh my god!
No. Okay.
See, if he was raised in direwolf society, he hits the third shot easily.
No, if he was raised in direwolf society, we have to be traveling nomads to escape the wolves. So none of this happens.
Okay, so-
we can't even
But if we
settle
live in
down.
Bonobo
you've
sex
picked
society, then
apart.
he just starts banging Cloud9 on the other side, and they find their common ground, and
Exactly.
everyone's happy.
Exactly. Rossi would have never
picked
left
apart my
left
case.
Cloud9. Zap would have never left 2G. Conflict resolution would have happened within the sexual environment in which society
Won't let
was
me get a
formed.
fucking word in edgeways. Ben
Go on,
Shapiro
go
looking
on,
ass of
go-
mine. Just trying to fucking counter my points by throwing them out the window.
Go on, please.
Listen, I accept, like, the genetically engineered direwolves, unfeasible. But you can't tell me the plot of Watchmen is not a good idea.
It's a terrible idea. Where
Can
you
you just give a synopsis?
Billionaire genius unleashes giant fucking squid onto cities to convince mankind is facing an alien invasion to cause them to unite.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just like some underlying world
And you want to
building in
do
the
that with
Watchmen universe.
genetically modified wolves?
No, I forget the world. It's a fucked up idea. It doesn't work. You guys have picked it to pieces, obviously. But we humans can't be fucking trusted. Okay. When we decided to
Do you
start putting
think humans are inherently evil, Bren?
do I think humans are inherently evil?
Yes.
I think they're not evil. I think humans are selfish inherently,
Sure.
and you have to be taught otherwise. And as a result of
Do you
that,
think-
it makes people evil.
do you
That's
think?
what
I would say the opposite even. I have a belief that we're actually born empathetic, and our experiences turn us selfish, if anything. And if you survive, you stay empathetic.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
don't know
maybe.
about that. I don't know whether children are naturally empathetic if they're not taught.
I don't think
empathy.
so.
No, there's been a whole like trend on TikTok where like there's 3 plates in front of the kid and both his parents are beside him. The dad releases his plate. It has 1 cookie. The kid gets their plate up. It has 2 cookies, and the mom has no cookie. And most of the kids give the mom a cookie, and they don't know shit.
Yeah, but there's a very large difference, I think, between being empathetic to people
TikTok and a
that you love
scientific
and have
experiment.
raised you, and
Yes.
being generally empathetic
Yes.
to
I think
at
humans
large.
struggle with empathy to people that they have not personally known. I think it's actually very empathetic to be, or very easy to be empathetic to people you know and are in direct contact with. It's why it's very easy to demonize immigrants or trans people or any other group that you want to put a fucking demon head on if you don't know and have relationships with those people. When you can externalize that and be like, this is a group of people that I hate for this reason, it's so easy to not have that. Like, I don't think people are like inherently empathetic because of, I think people are inherently empathetic to people close to them and people they know, but I think to a third party that they don't know, humans struggle to find that empathy.
So what you're saying is, Mimi, if there was some way of getting closer to those people, maybe by, I don't know, having sex with them.
Then surely, if we unite the world in
Am I
one
so,
giant
am I get,
8 billion person orgy, suddenly everyone's connected with everybody.
yeah?
And in
think
one
that'd be-
great
I
If you made
orgasmic...
You want
every
an 8
conservative
billion
have sex
person
with an
orgy?
immigrant,
Why
maybe
is
it would
that
be
happening?
different.
What
Maybe
we
it would be
wouldn't
different.
we wouldn't even necessarily have to all have sex with each other, okay? We could just agree that everybody of adult age has to time their orgasms together, and the
No, bro,
over
hold on.
the
Right,
combined.
is -2, -2,
No.
-2.
No.
This is not
Let him
working.
finish, let him
I'm telling
finish.
you. I'm telling you. And
Say
then
let him finish.
the shared experience of like, dude, that was crazy last Friday, right? It's almost like you've watched the final of a show. It's like, oh yeah, do you remember Breaking Bad? Like Breaking Bad was fucking nasty. Like, you know how good that was? Literally everybody in the entire world, every adult in the world is like, has that shared experience of going of nutting
So
at
you
8
think
p.m.
you
on
need
Friday.
like national orgasm day?
Biggest joy countdown of all time. Everyone in the world.
What do I do out here?
Now, there are some flaws with this. Like, you'd have to do it every generation. Some people can't orgasm.
How often do you do it? Like once every 10 years, once every 5?
Probably once a year.
More frequently, yearly?
As more people, like every year, as people become adults, I think they'd have to become indoctrinated into this.
Josh, I'm not
What's
having sex
happening
with
to the
people's
children at
grandfathers.
this point?
I'm sorry.
You're not having what?
I just can't abide by this. Josh's society, I don't like
You're
it.
not having sex
He
with
just
people's
wants everybody
grandfathers.
having sex with everyone. Josh, I don't want to have sex with people's grandfathers.
You can do it remotely. It's work from home. You can cyber someone's grandma. You know, you don't have to be there in person.
Stop talking.
Now, I tell you what, now, when I'm the
We're
dictator,
deaf.
I'm going to enforce ego death onto the entire population.
How? Have you had an ego death?
No, but I don't need it because I'm better.
Literally fucking some animals are more equal type shit.
Fred, would you be like happy with a Hunger Games type situation every year?
It does
Well, I'd be
kinda
happy
sound
with the
like you'd be
Hunger
on
Games
board
situation.
on board with it.
I feel
That's
like the
society
fucking
you would
rich. No, hell no. I'll put the rich in there.
Every piece of literature that has ever
You would take
been...
a rich child once a year, and okay, let's say it's a Hunger Games, but it's with the children of the 12 wealthiest families in the country, and you put their children into the Hunger Games.
Not
Are
the
you on
children.
board?
I want the richest people. I want every year you take the 10 richest people in the world. In fact, no, give me the 100 every month, and we're gonna do a Hunger Games shit with the richest people. So therefore, people are encouraged to not be rich. Everyone's trying to fucking get off the list. You know what
What
I'm
if
saying?
the Hunger Games is just? What if instead of keeping a capitalistic society, but having it in this twisted way where you're doing a Hunger Games anyway I don't know if that's the solution. It's just more violence begetting more violence. No.
Yeah, let's reform society to make it exactly how it currently is, except we provide an economic incentive via murdering the rich for them to not be on the
Okay,
Forbes
but
top 100.
I mean, if you're talking about having a national experience, watching Elon Musk fight Jeff Bezos with knives in the Hunger Games would bring people together.